So my name is Jean-Philippe. I'm the European Open Source Consortium co-founder. It's made of 6 large companies in Europe that do open source integration, and this is the largest gathering of open source companies. So I think we're pretty much in the theme of what has been said just now, and in the expectations that have been mentioned in the panel that opened the day. When I prepared that keynote, I always try my keynote on my kids, and they had very good questions. One of the questions is, oh, Dad, that's super, but what are you going to do about it? What solution are you going to bring there? We have concerns, we have issues, we are even sometimes depressed. Huh? Well, that's not an option we have to stay in this situation. We need solution and we need to act. We do not have time for memos, as it was said this morning. So, my keynote is very simple. I have 6 actions, and I will submit this to a vote. No, I'm kidding. You don't have to vote, but I hope that you will think about it in the coming days. First of all, and that was said there, our open source industry is super fragmented when it comes to system integration, innovation, whatever company, product, a lot of small companies. Only some of them are beyond like a threshold of 300 people. Huh? How can we imagine building tomorrow's autonomy and sovereignty in Europe with open source without champions? How can this just be an idea, you know? And I always take the example of Airbus. And back to the discussion before, do you think Airbus became the first aircraft builder in the world, the most innovative company in aircraft building, by staying 300 people, living from grants or subsidies? No, they took orders from customers, from airlines, with real money, with real intentions, real expectations, high-level requirements. They fulfilled, right? So this is a very good example to us. Airbus, without Airbus, we have no planes in Europe, nearly. If we don't have open source champions in Europe, and we don't have 40 years or 50 years like Airbus, we have 5 years to be able to offer our citizens, our kids, the options to make things work, right? So, oh, sorry, this. Again, ID1. Action 2. Maybe I'm going to be rude, but I'm French, so that's maybe a reason. So to stakeholders buying IT or here or connected remotely, just a question: why do you spend millions on softwares that are vendor softwares? Why? Why do you buy these? I still don't understand myself. So the action is pretty clear. It was mentioned there. Buy open source. Stop buying proprietary licenses. You have this power because you have the money to spend today, okay? And you can stop it, and you can buy European. Not to mention the bad guys on the other side of the Atlantic, but you know what I'm talking about. You need budgets. I hear that. Oh, I don't have the budgets. Where do you think the money can come from? If you stop paying licenses, stop paying your Microsoft Oracle licenses and see how much money you will get from there. Take this money, invest it through the open source industry in Europe. You will have the same service. You will serve your citizen, you will serve your employees the same way. Yeah, you need to take a decision. You need to will it. You need to execute. Of course, it's super easy to stay there. Yeah, I'm going to play golf, right? No, we don't have time for that. We need to be courageous, and we need to make these decisions, and we need to execute them. some idea for Brussels people. I suggest that you ban Microsoft, Apple, AWS, Microsoft lobbyists. What's the issue? What's the problem? It's even a good news for them. They will save 25 million euro per year. And Elon Trump will be super happy, yeah? So that's something you can decide next week, and then we can move forward together in another direction. It requires courage, willingness, execution. Do it. We're ready to sit at the table of any administration, any location of the European Commission, any local place, to settle the target with open source solutions. We can do it. We are able to do it. We're already doing it in the private sector. We're already doing this in some location in Europe. So ask us, we'll sit at the table and we will explain how to go to, with which solution, right? I'm available next week for meetings if you need. Then, last action, 6. They were talking about innovation there. I have my own thinking about it. Innovation is useful for projects, for services that are really consumed and used. Innovation for innovation is nothing. Nothing. So, again, just a question there. Do you think that our companies here will not innovate? I mean, do we have a choice to not go on AI? Oh, yeah, we had a very good meeting. We decided not to go. Yeah, that was shit. Of course we will innovate as private corporations. So, fuel the money at the right place. I'm saying this to stakeholders, and that will do. And that will work. And that's now. That's not to talk again in 1 year at the same location. This is not what we need to do. It will be too late because the historical moment is now, right? So I'm quite passionate about it again because I have to give an answer to my kids this weekend. And I'd like to tell them, yes, there are people here that are empowered, that are responsible. Yes, dear daughter, there are adults in the room that will make the decision and execute the plan. So maybe we could have an open source deal, an industry open source deal. Given these actions, I think this is totally possible. The industry is ready. We're gathering to be stronger. We're gathering to sustain the maintenance expectation that we heard, to drive the innovation. It's not talking anymore. It's over. Send projects, send orders, and the thing will transform. I will I don't know if my time is done, but yeah, I have 2 minutes. So I will quote someone and then to ask you a favor. I will quote Sir Winston Churchill. This guy is great, was great. One quote is, "You have enemies? Good. That means you've stood up for something sometime in your life. It's okay to be confronted. It's okay to say no. It's okay to stop your contracts. That's fine. No one's gonna die, right? And at the end of the day, end of the quarter, end of the year, you'll be proud of what you've done. I'll be, at least." Second quote, if I may. "Courage is what it takes to stand up and speak. Courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen." So I will sit down and listen. Thanks a lot.